The average American spent $838 fixing their car last year. That's according to Cox Automotive, which tracks repair costs across millions of vehicles nationwide. $838 for problems that, in several cases, a $2 tube of toothpaste, a spray bottle, or 30 seconds of correct timing could have prevented or postponed indefinitely. That number has been climbing. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows car repair and maintenance costs rose 32% between September 2019 and September 2023. That's not new car prices, not gas, not insurance, just the labor and parts to keep the car you already own running. AAA puts the current national average for mechanic labor between $120 and $159 per hour. So every time you pull into a shop for something you could have diagnosed or handled yourself, you're burning through that rate from the moment they open the hood. This video is about the hacks that close that gap, not gimmicks, specific verifiable techniques, some backed by automotive engineers, some by consumer reports testing, some just by physics, that most drivers have never heard of because nobody in the repair industry has an incentive to tell you. Hack 1. The toothpaste headlight job. Walk out to your car right now and look at your headlights. If the plastic lens looks yellow, hazy, or cloudy, you are losing a significant amount of light output at night. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has documented that degraded headlight lenses can reduce forward visibility by up to 80%. Shops charge between $75 and $150 to restore them using a buffing kit and polishing compound. The same kit costs $15 to $20 at any auto parts store. But before you spend even that, there is a free version that Chris Fix, one of the most watched automotive channels on YouTube with over 10 million subscribers, has demonstrated working on multiple vehicles. Regular toothpaste, specifically a gritty paste and not a gel, acts as a mild abrasive. You apply it to the lens, scrub in small circles with a firm cloth or an old toothbrush, then wipe clean with warm water, and follow up with a coat of car wax to protect the newly exposed plastic. The wax step is not optional. Without it, the lens reoxidizes within days. A few key details. Tape off the paint and trim around the lens before you start, because toothpaste that gets on your car's finish will scratch it. Use white paste. No whitening additives, no gel. Chris Fix recommends finishing with a wax application to preserve clarity for weeks or months, not just until the next rain. It is a temporary fix, not a permanent one. But temporary and free beats $150 and a shop appointment for most people's situations. Hack 2. The penny tire test. And why you're probably using it wrong. Almost every driver has heard of the penny test. Press a penny into your tire tread with Lincoln's head pointing down. If you can see the top of his head, your tread is below 2/32 of an inch, the legal minimum in most states. That part is common knowledge. Here is what most people do not know. By the time you fail the penny test, your stopping distance in wet conditions has already increased dramatically. A 2019 AAA study found that tires worn to 4/32 of an inch, still passing the penny test, still legal, took 87 additional feet to stop from 70 miles per hour on a wet road compared to new tires. In real terms, that is the length of a typical highway on-ramp deceleration zone. The correct test is a quarter, not a penny. Insert a quarter the same way. If you can see the top of Washington's head, you're at 4/32. That's when wet weather performance is already degraded, even if the law says you're fine. Eric DeGuire, a tire engineer previously quoted by Consumer Reports, put it plainly. Most consumers don't replace tires until they're legally required to, but legal minimums are set for liability reasons, not for optimal safety. Consumer Reports recommends replacing tires at 4/32 for drivers in climates with regular rain. The quarter is 50 cents of accountability that the penny never gave you. Hack 3. Oil life indicators. What the number actually means. If your car was built after 2010, there is a very good chance it has an oil life monitoring system, a percentage that counts down from 100 on your dashboard. Most drivers treat it like a gas gauge. When it hits 15 or 20%, they schedule an oil change. Here is where the confusion starts. That percentage is not measuring the actual quality of your oil. It is a predictive algorithm. The system, originally developed by General Motors in the mid-1980s under the name the Engine Oil Life System, calculates oil degradation based on engine revolutions, temperature cycles, trip length, and load. It does not test the oil. It models it. Motor One published a deep dive on this in 2024, explaining that for most modern engines running full synthetic oil, the algorithm is actually conservative. Engineers at several OEMs have noted that synthetic oil in normal driving conditions often performs well beyond what the monitor suggests. What the monitor is genuinely good at: short trip driving. If you do a lot of cold starts, short errands, or city stop and go, the algorithm correctly penalizes that harder than highway miles. The hack is not to ignore the monitor, it is to understand it. If you do mostly highway driving on synthetic oil, you are likely changing oil earlier than necessary. If you do mostly city short trips, the monitor is one of the most valuable things on your dashboard. Hack 4. Battery terminal corrosion. The baking soda fix. Look at any car battery that has been in service for 2 years or more. There is frequently a white or bluish-green crusty buildup on the terminals. Most drivers either ignore it or pay a shop to clean it. AA's technical team says battery corrosion is one of the leading causes of hard start and no start conditions that gets misdiagnosed as a failing battery. A battery that tests fine in isolation can fail to start a car if terminal resistance is high enough. The fix costs roughly 30 cents and takes 5 minutes. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda into a cup of warm water. Disconnect the negative terminal first, always negative first, then the positive. Apply the solution to each terminal with an old toothbrush. The fizzing you see is the baking soda neutralizing sulfuric acid residue from the battery's natural venting process. Rinse with clean water, dry completely, and reconnect positive first. After cleaning, apply a thin coat of petroleum jelly or a commercial terminal protector spray, available at any auto parts store for about $4. The petroleum jelly creates a barrier that slows future oxidation. The Auto Doc, a certified repair reference, notes that consistent terminal maintenance can extend a battery's effective service life by 1 to 2 years by keeping the charging circuit at full efficiency. That is the difference between a battery you replace at 4 years and one you replace at 6. Hack 5. Cabin preheat and the EV range trick. If your car has remote start, using it to precondition the cabin before driving has a measurable impact on how hard the air conditioning compressor works once you're moving. Consumer Reports testing confirmed that reducing cabin temperature before a drive reduces AC load during the drive itself. In electric vehicles, this matters considerably more. Preconditioning the cabin while the car is still plugged in can extend driving range by 15 to 20% in extreme cold or heat because you are pulling climate energy from the wall instead of the battery. According to a 2025 Consumer Reports summary on EV cold weather efficiency, preconditioning is one of the top 3 range preservation strategies, ahead of route planning and ahead of speed reduction. In a combustion vehicle, it is a comfort play. In an EV, it is an engineering advantage that owners consistently leave on the table. And for the drivers with heated seats, the surface temperature on a high setting typically sits between 95 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. That is warm enough to keep a takeout container from cooling for a 20-minute drive. Virginia Tire and Auto confirmed this in a roundup of underused car features. You are running a resistive heating element you are already paying for in the car payment. Use it. Hack 6. Tire pressure and the 10-degree rule. Most drivers check tire pressure when a warning light comes on. That is the wrong time. The TPMS warning light does not activate until pressure drops 25% below the manufacturer's recommended level, at which point the tire is already significantly underperforming. Here is the number most people have never encountered. Tire pressure drops approximately 1 psi for every 10-degree Fahrenheit drop in ambient temperature. So if you set your tires to the correct 35 psi in September when it is 75 degrees outside, and you are driving in January at 25 degrees, you have lost roughly 5 psi from temperature alone. You are now at 30 psi. Still above the TPMS threshold, still no warning light, but you are burning more fuel, wearing tires unevenly, and losing handling response. Consumer Reports' tire testing team checks pressure every month regardless of season, and specifically recommends doing it in the morning before the first drive, when tires are cold. Warm tires read artificially high. A tire gauge costs $5. The US Department of Energy has estimated that properly inflated tires improve gas mileage by 0.5 to 3%, which adds up to roughly $75 to $150 annually at average driving distances and current fuel prices. Hack 7. Transmission fluid. The forgotten fluid. Ask 10 drivers when they last changed their transmission fluid. 9 of them will either say never or say they do not know when it was done. The transmission is the second most expensive component in the drivetrain behind the engine, and it runs in a bath of fluid that degrades, darkens, and loses viscosity over time. ChrisFix demonstrated the visual test in a detailed transmission fluid change guide. Fresh transmission fluid is a bright, transparent red. Fluid that is dark brown or opaque has broken down and is no longer providing full lubrication protection. The failure sequence from neglected transmission fluid is gradual, rough shifting first, then hard shifts, then slipping, then a rebuild or replacement that costs between $3,000 and $5,000 according to current RepairPal and Kelley Blue Book estimates. The general industry guidance: change conventional automatic transmission fluid every 30,000 to 60,000 miles, and CVT fluid every 30,000 to 45,000 miles. Many modern vehicles spec lifetime fluid, but professional repair shops widely dispute that designation. As one line from Central Hyundai's technical documentation states, lifetime fluid is designed to outlast the warranty period. It may not outlast the transmission. Hack 8. The window crack stop, clear nail polish. A windshield crack in sub-freezing temperatures can spread several inches overnight. The physics is simple. Water enters the crack, freezes, expands, and forces the glass apart. A crack that costs $50 to repair on Monday can become a full windshield replacement, requiring $300 to $1,200 by Friday. Virginia Tire and Auto and multiple automotive detailing sources confirm the same temporary fix. Clear acrylic nail polish applied directly to the crack, extending slightly past both ends, seals moisture out and stops the crack from running further. Clean the area first with a dry cloth. Apply the polish and let it cure completely before the vehicle sits overnight in cold temperatures. It is a $2 bottle from a pharmacy. It does not make the glass structurally stronger. What it does is buy you the time between today and the appointment where you can get it properly fixed, without the crack doubling in size on a cold night. Hack 9. Key fob range, the body trick. If you are in a parking garage or large lot and your key fob will not reach your car, hold the fob under your chin and press the button. The human body, specifically the fluid and tissue in the skull, acts as a signal amplifier for the radio frequency the fob transmits. Popular Mechanics confirmed this, noting that in documented tests, holding the fob to the head or chin extended the effective range by up to 15 to 20 meters compared to holding it at arm's length. The explanation is basic radio physics. Your body adds antenna gain by acting as a conductor that extends the radiating element. It looks ridiculous. It works. Hack 10. Cabin air filter, the real odor. Fix air fresheners that hang from the mirror are effective for roughly 72 hours at full strength and then fade to a faint scent that competes poorly with actual car odor. Dryer sheets placed in seat pockets, under seats, and in the trunk provide a consistently low-level scent that lasts for weeks and costs pennies per sheet. The more substantive version of this is for musty or mildew odors, which are often the result of a clogged cabin air filter or moisture buildup in the HVAC system. Consumer Reports Maintenance Checklist recommends replacing the cabin air filter every 15,000 to 25,000 miles. A clogged filter restricts airflow, causing the evaporator coil behind the dashboard to stay wet longer after the AC cycles off, which cultivates mildew. A new cabin air filter is a $10 to $30 part, and replacing it is a 5-minute job on most makes and models. That one change eliminates the source of the odor instead of masking it. Hack 11. Slow down from 75 to 65. This is not glamorous. It is also not debatable. Consumer Reports ran actual track testing on fuel economy at different highway speeds and documented a direct, measurable result. Reducing highway speed from 75 miles per hour to 65 can save between 6 and 7 miles per gallon, depending on the vehicle. At average, US driving patterns of roughly 14,000 miles per year, with about half of that on highway, that speed reduction translates to real annual dollar savings at the pump. Larger vehicles and trucks see even bigger gains because aerodynamic drag scales harder with body size. The aerodynamic drag principle explains why. Drag increases with the square of velocity. Going from 65 to 75 is not a 15% increase in required engine power. It is closer to a 33% increase, because you are fighting exponentially more air resistance. This is why hypermilers and long-haul trucking companies both fixate on top speed as the single highest return fuel efficiency variable. Aerodynamic engineers at GM and Ford have confirmed that real-world speed is the primary factor explaining the gap between EPA fuel economy estimates and what drivers actually see on the road. Hack 12. The parking garage tennis ball. If you share a garage with limited clearance, or if your garage door is close to the front of your car, there is a solution that costs $1. Hang a tennis ball from the garage ceiling on a string so it touches your windshield at exactly the point where you need to stop. When the ball touches your glass, your front bumper is exactly where it needs to be. No sensor, no camera, no reversing aid. It also prevents the more expensive alternative, driving into the back wall of the garage at low speed, which at a repair shop runs anywhere from $400 for a minor bumper scuff to $2,000 for structural damage to the front fascia or hood support. The repair industry has understood something for decades that most drivers have not caught up to yet. The difference between a car that costs you $3,000 a year in repairs and one that costs you $800 is almost entirely maintenance timing, not vehicle quality. A baking soda solution, a pressure gauge, a tennis ball, clear nail polish. The barrier to using these is not cost or availability, it is awareness, and now you have it. So here is the question I want you to answer in the comments. Which of these hacks did you already know? And which one, if you had found it 2 years earlier, would have actually saved you money? Tell me the amount and what the repair was. I want to know if it was the $1,200 windshield that started as a $2 crack, or the transmission nobody told you needed fluid until it was already slipping. If you got something useful out of this, subscribe. More of these coming, and none of them require buying anything you do not already own.